Hello, everybody. So this is Leigh from This Is Fit with Leigh, and this is the Insta where you can catch me. And we are currently waiting for our guest today. Everybody, we have a special guest. I'm so excited to talk to. Our guest who's coming up is Mike from Mike's English Lab. And so Mike is really cool because he's not only an amazing English teacher that makes the funniest video content, he is also really into the martial arts scene. So I feel very lucky to know him. And I'm also super interested to see kind of like his process and to get to interview him about his life in Korea and how he got to where he is now. So we got some hellos from people. Okay, we got Kavinu. Oh, hello, good to see you. And Hendrik, hi. Let's see. Sony says hi and hello, good to see you. And oh, Pallavi's here too. Hi, everybody, welcome. And hello from Layla. And yes, he is. Mike is late today. And hi, Nasima, good to see you, everybody. So we are getting some questions in now. Have you done any martial arts? So for me, no, I haven't. I'm terrifically interested in trying it. I think that martial arts is something that's going to be important to my future. Especially in Korea, I think Taekwondo is really big. Karate and Jiujitsu also are things that are worth trying. Hello, good to see you. So, what do you think of martial arts? I think it's something we might ask Mike, who is here now. Hey, what's up?
Hello. Today I have been all over the place today doing tons of things. So I am so sorry that I am late, but it's good to see you. Hey, Leigh.
You too, Mike. So everyone, Mike is my friend. I like to think of him as a good friend, but we've never physically met.
No, we have not. This is the first time you and I have actually kind of talked face to face.
No, we keep arriving at parties and events at slightly the wrong time. So it's an honor to see you. So let me get some of Mike's information out there. This is Mike's main YouTube right now. Is that correct? We got Mike's English Lab.
Yes, and this is one of my channels, and my other one's just Mike Cole. But
okay.
No, it's okay. Mike's English Lab is the one. It's the one I'm focused on anyway. So
that's right. And you're dedicated. You have so much great content over there. Oh. And no, I really think so. And the links are in the description of this video, everyone. We got Mike's YouTube there. And is this the main Insta? Is that correct?
That's the main Insta.
That's right. There we go. So what I wanted to ask was, can you do a quick self intro for everybody?
I can.
Who are you? What do you do?
I can. Hello, everyone. My name is Michael. I am from the USA. More specifically, I'm from the Southeast, so Georgia, North Carolina. So Leigh and I, we're from the same region. So
I know that's very special. America is a very large country, so it's not super common to meet someone from the same area. So
yeah,
it's nice.
Yeah, family. Right. So why am I in Korea? I live in Korea. Yes. If I haven't said it. I first started teaching here at international school. So I've been teaching in international schools for about 8 years, and 8 years, 7 years. 5 plus 3 is 8 years. And
he's an English teacher, not a math teacher, ladies and gentlemen.
Right. So I've taught math, science, reading, writing, social studies.
Right. International school. Many people like myself in Korea, I have only taught English, but there are some other teachers who've taught many subjects. So Mike is quite experienced then. He's done a lot of different things.
Yeah. Plus I love being an athlete. So big in the sports. I've always been in the sports.
So that was one of the main questions. Can you tell me a little about your fitness background? Like what all have you done?
Yeah. So my mom and my dad were both athletic, and my dad would always play with me. as a kid. And then I remember being in kindergarten, and he asked me if I just wanted to go and play like t-ball, one day, and I was like, yeah, sure, why not? And then he took me out that same day, and I was playing on a team. Like the same day we had a game, and that was like my introduction. But I used to play all types of sports.
I like that follow through. It's like, you want to do this? Well, we're doing it right now.
It just threw me in. Just threw me right into the deep end, as we say. And I, from a young age, was playing like soccer, baseball, basketball, American football as well.
Oh wow! So like the whole range of non-violent to quite violent sports.
Yeah, right. Until I got all the way to high school, and I was always a fan of martial arts. Always a big fan.
Okay.
And I used to love Jackie Chan. I bought tons of Jackie Chan DVDs. I've had the Bruce Lee movies, and
the coolest man in the history of the world, Bruce Lee.
Yeah, it was all a big inspiration to me, and I finally enrolled in karate classes. Or have you ever seen?
Mm-hmm. When was that? When did you start karate classes? Man. Middle school.
This was the beginning of high school, so 9th grade.
Okay.
I wanted to start earlier, but 9th grade, 2001.
Okay, so you dive into karate, and is that the only martial art you try, or do you hit several?
Yeah, I really fell in love with it from karate. So I did karate for about 3 years ish, 2.5.
Okay.
And then I went into Taekwondo, and Taekwondo is the one I've done the longest. So.
Okay. And let's see, I think we had a couple of interesting questions. We had nice to meet you, Michael. Hello.
Hey, nice to meet you.
And we had the question, have you ever had a concussion?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a bad thing. I probably should have checked.
Okay.
I should have checked.
Okay, so have you ever had any notable injuries while doing martial arts?
I've had a head injury. I mean, but I got kicked in the jaw. So, and I lost.
It's going to happen eventually.
Yeah, it happens. Oh. Yeah, it just popped right out my mouth.
And I had one to me. Congrats on 2,000 subs. I missed that milestone, Robin.
That's definitely not me.
Come on. You're a mentor. Mentors got to stay on top of things. And we had a question here. What's your major at university, Mike?
Wow, my major was middle grades education.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So you were even from university kind of pointed in the direction of education. Because many people kind of change paths, and we got hello from May's family. Hello.
Yeah, there's a lot of family here.
Yes. So we talked a little bit about how you got involved in martial arts, and there was something I wanted to show everybody here. We got a bit of some slides here.
Nice.
So those are my basic ones, but this is what I wanted to show everybody. So we got you holding a medal. Can you tell us what this medal is for?
Yeah. So this medal, I competed in when was it? August.
So this is from this year.
This is from this year. Yeah, it was my second competition in jiu-jitsu, but I was feeling good before the tournament. I would say maybe 2-3 weeks before the tournament. And then the week before I caught COVID. And so it sucked. So I had to deal with COVID for that full week. And then I got out and tried to do a little bit of training. So you can imagine, I'm sparring, and then I was dizzy. I couldn't catch my breath. And then also, normally I weigh about 72 kilos ish, but because of COVID, I dropped to 70 ish. But so I could either fight in two categories. I could fight in 76 kilograms, or I can fight in 70 kilograms. So I decided to fight in the 70 and just drop 2 more kilos. And so I ended up dropping 3 kilos. So not only was I sick with COVID, but I also lost too much weight. And so between those two things and then trying to fight, it was a rough tournament, but I still won bronze. So
you must have been so proud. I mean, considering that you had been ill and considering that now I know for bodybuilders, like for those of us that do like fitness competitions, we get used to like our body has a certain weight and a certain set point. And then if we vary greatly from that, it's weird and it throws us off. And that's just posing on stage. I can only imagine a combat sport, just how much that would change. Like the
yes.
way you do everything.
Can I say that just as you're talking right now, I'm kind of digging it because I can hear your accent. I can pick it out. I can pick it out. It's like when you say sport, you like sport. It's like a certain way you say sport, and I was like, that's a Southern gal.
Everyone, I am from the American South, and not everyone can hear my accent. Not everyone can pick it up, but Mike is also from the South, so he can.
Even right there, you just said pick it up. Like not pick it up, pick it up. Like it's the way you said up. I was like, I hear it.
It might be worse with you, Mike. It might be coming out more because I'm comfortable. Okay, and we had some more hellos. We had some more hellos from people, and a question: are you an MMA fan? So, if that question is going to me, I would say yes. I haven't watched in a long time, but in university, I was big into MMA, and I had favorite UFC fighters in every weight division. I watched it religiously. So,
who get back into that. Did you have a favorite?
Well, I had them all by weight class. So middleweight was Anderson Silva, and light heavyweight was Chuck Liddell, and I guess maybe Brock Lesnar for heavyweight, even though he's also like a professional wrestler.
So it's really funny. So I just also realized that you and I are the same age then.
I don't discuss age. So
I know you don't discuss. I just realized it. No, it's here. I'll say this instead. The same people you mentioned in UFC were also in there when I was in college because I also like Anderson Silva.
That's terrible.
So it's okay. It's cool.
Okay.
Same here. I like Anthony Pettis. I like Anthony Pettis because he was a big Taekwondo user and everything, and he jumped off the cage and kicked Ben Henderson in the face.
I think that's the fun thing about MMA is that everyone brings in like their different disciplines, and you can see it play out, in the octagon. And so you like the Taekwondo guys. Let's see. Oh, this is my real life bestie from Ohio. She says, like when you and I get together, we both start speaking Southern, so she picks up on it. Pallavi had a question. What is MMA? Can you explain that, Mike?
Yeah, so Pallavi, MMA means mixed martial arts. And so if you've ever seen anything like the UFC, ONE FC, it's the martial art competition where a lot of like men and women both, they train in different martial arts. So boxing and wrestling, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Taekwondo, karate, and then they all fight together with the gloves in the ring.
And I think for me, the easiest description would be it's boxing plus wrestling. So boxing is like hitting, and wrestling is like, holding someone and moving them around on the floor. And in mixed martial arts, you can do both. Whereas most other disciplines are like either a hitting sport or a grappling sport.
Yes.
Man, I need to invite me to your next tournament, Mike. I want to see this stuff. I miss it.
Yeah.
We got when can we see Leigh versus Mike MMA fight?
I was like, I want to see it.
I was this close to fighting you mentally, Mike, when Robin originally told me he likes you better than me. And I was like, there can be only one. Okay. Instead, we got some hellos from Lavanya.
Hello. I saw Layla. Layla asked an interesting question. It says, how much weight can you lift, Mike?
Hold on. Okay, let me get down there. Okay, how much weight? Oh, yes. And again, that really depends on the lift because it's not just like lifting with your arms. So do you know like your Samde, your big three?
I do.
Bench and deadlift.
For the record, Leigh is already stronger than me. My 3, I would say, would be back squat, A back squat. Are we counting Olympic lifts?
You can because I don't do like the clean and jerk or anything. I don't do Olympic lifts, so
Okay. So then I would say because my bench press
it's
is low.
complicated, guys. It's
Yes,
complicated.
my bench press is very low. I struggle to get that higher, but I would say my back squat, my max was I can't think of it as in kilos, but it's like 265 pounds. So maybe probably like 120 something kilos.
Okay. So your strongest lift would be your squat.
That's by far my strongest.
So it's complicated, but you know he's pretty strong. Like Leigh might be my. I have no technique. Look, guys, this is all show muscle. Like I make this for the stage. Like there's no technique here. Robin says, Leigh, how old are you exactly? What a delightful question, Robin. You precious man. I love the way you think. Okay. Fluffy says, interesting. And we got a question. Do you like tea or coffee? Mike, you a tea or a coffee guy?
Tea.
I'm okay. Favorite tea?
Ever since coming to Korea, it's starting to become Jiujitsu or like lemon tea or like that.
Korea has different teas.
Yeah,
grapefruit.
Yeah, grapefruit. Like I'm starting to really like those just because they just make me feel healthier, especially every time I've been sick and just downing all that.
In Korea we have a lot of fruit teas and they're really good hot, especially when you're sick. But yes. From the American South where we are from, hot tea isn't an option. Everything is iced and your options are sweet or unsweet. That's what you get.
Those are the two.
It's like a tea. Would you like some sweet tea? Yes, I would.
Yeah, I would love a glass of sweet tea. Thank you. Thank you very much.
There we go. Okay. So let's see, everybody. If you are interested in fitness, I've got a WhatsApp fitness group link you can join. We talk about our daily goals and some simple things like daily steps and daily water. So if you're interested. And on that topic, Michael, what are your current fitness goals or your current sports martial arts goals? Want to gain back those 3 kilos?
Oh my God. I can tell you one goal is I really need to drink more water. How much water did you drink today? I know you asked me a question. I asked you a question.
No. That's very political of you. Evade the question with a question. I see what you're doing. 4 liters.
Oh, nice.
Because, if I go on stage, I have to cut water 24 hours before usually.
Right.
And then it gives like a much better look. Or if I've got a photo shoot. So I drink insane water in my daily life so that when I cut, like it's more, the muscles get crisp. So 4 liters.
Yeah. Sheesh. Oh man. I think I had a half of a cup or so. I've been so busy all day today. I just haven't been able to stop and drink.
But sometimes you just got to stop and drink, Mike.
Sometimes you just got to stop and just drink.
Drinking is okay. And let's see. We had some comments on the teasing, and he is very talkative today. And he says, "My purpose in life is to make everyone uncomfortable." You succeed, sir. You do excessively well in your life's purpose. I was like,
very special, man. I need to answer your question, by the way. I'm really sorry.
Yes, please do. What are your current fitness goals?
Current fitness goals. So I have a couple. One, I really want my blue belt in jiu-jitsu. So I've been doing jiu-jitsu now for about 3 years-ish, maybe a little bit more. And so I'm still a white belt with 4 stripes. So I'm like right there at getting the blue belt. They just got to give it to me. And so
in jiu-jitsu, are there as many belts as there are in karate and taekwondo?
In jiu-jitsu, there's, white, blue, purple, brown, black. Just those 5.
White, blue, purple, brown, black. Okay. I will forget that immediately now.
And it takes forever. It takes forever to get them.
It sounds like you've been working at a long time and seem like you're naturally gifted at sports and martial arts. So for you to not quite be at the blue belt, it kind of indicates that it's not easily gotten.
It's so tough. It's so tough.
What was it that made you interested in jujitsu more than the others? What appeals to you out of the jujitsu area?
I used to be intimidated by jujitsu. Actually, I had a friend. This is high school, and
Mm-mm.
high school we do really dumb things, and he did jujitsu.
Do
He was
we?
like, some of us do. Uh, we went out to the park. He had like 3 months of jujitsu practice. I had a couple of years of taekwondo, and he's like, "Let's spar," and I was like, "I'm stupid. I'm a teenager." I'm like, "Okay, yeah, sure." And so like I kick at him and kind of kick him a little bit. He just runs in and grabs me and puts me on the ground
Oh,
and
right,
does all
right.
jujitsu stuff. And at this point, like I'm like, I can't just whack him. I can't kick him as hard as I possibly can, but he could still grab me and put me on the ground and start, whatever. So I was like not afraid of jujitsu, but like from then it was like, like I can kick somebody all I want, but then they can come and just grab me and choke me. And I think that was one of the things that pushed me. Instead of being afraid of it, I was like, let me go embrace it and then learn it. And then I love grappling. I like throwing people and choking them, but then kick
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
them too. It's great.
So everyone, martial arts disciplines are all slightly different. And am I right, Mike, that Taekwondo
Yes.
is a lot more striking? It's a
Mm-hmm.
lot more straightforward in that way.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember as a child, my father was interested in MMA, and that's how I started watching it. I think it was maybe Hoist Gracie,
Oh
and
yeah.
I would watch like these old legendary fights, and you see the jujitsu guys go in, and they would just take somebody down like magic,
Mm-hmm.
and and so I too kind of had this kind of special aura around jujitsu. I thought it was really special. So how did you
Yeah.
go from being kind of like intimidated by jujitsu to like taking it on for yourself?
I think it was when I was in the US. So when I was in North Carolina, I was, teaching in a school and I was teaching Taekwondo at the same time. I was doing both because I competed in Taekwondo in state and nationals, but I was kind of wanting to do something different. And so I started looking at jujitsu, and there was a place close by, and I was like, let's just do it. Let's just do it. And I tried it out, and it was just like, it was so different and so weird
Mm,
that I was attracted to it.
okay.
And I was like, wow, I kind of want to do this more, and I ended up quitting just because, I was already working a full-time teaching job and I was teaching Taekwondo after school. So
Oh,
then to take on
okay.
another martial art and like learn as a student, it was a lot. But when I moved to Korea,
Mm.
then, I started doing Taekwondo and I was like, okay, this is boring. I don't like Taekwondo here. So in Korea, I just don't like Taekwondo. It's just too boring and too many
Oh,
kids.
that's interesting. Okay, I will have to ask you about that in a little while, a little more.
Yeah.
Leigh, can you drink 4 liters of water and eat food during the day? Well, yes, I can, but then again, I'm trained for it. I've always been athletic, and now I do like the bodybuilding, gearing up. Like that's just I'm intense
Mhm.
like that. And Alexandra asks, I'd love to hear your opinions on any of the following: intermittent fasting, probiotic green powder supplements, and pre workout. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and throw my intermittent fasting thoughts into the ring. Um, it seems to be excellent for so many people. It seems to be good for weight maintenance and also good for
Mhm.
concentration. A lot of people say when they do it, they can focus on their work. So I've done it a few times. I would recommend anyone to try it. If it's like an 8 hour eating window, it gets weird if you try to eat for only like 3 or 4 hours of the day. Don't do it right away. Do something manageable. Mike, any thoughts
Mhm.
on that one?
I
Have
have
you
zero.
have you
I
not
just I just
intermittent
eat.
fasting?
I just eat.
Good man, as you should, as you should. What about pre workout? Do you take anything before you do the gym?
I should. I
Okay.
drink water.
So,
Oh,
Alexandra, pre-workout, I think it's one of those things. I'm just gonna say, I feel like it's like an Instagram influencer thing. Like we get kickbacks, we get money if we advertise pre-workout. I don't, unless you're killing yourself in the gym, and I know you do sometimes. I don't think pre-workout's necessary for anybody. Just eat a banana, go for it.
yeah. I would say, yeah. That's just like whenever I can eat something before I go to gym, it would be like a banana or peanut butter jelly sandwich, something that's like light enough, but yeah, like helps you burn.
Unless I'm getting sponsored, I'm not. No, so I'm not doing pre-workout. And the probiotic green powder stuff, I want to try it. There's something called Athletic Greens or AG1. I really want to try it. It's supposed to be like very good vitamins, just super helpful. Oh, sorry, this is an older comment, but we need to say this. I like when people are joking about like kicking the chair. That was that's a great quotable thing, Mike. And now you're on, yeah, you're on YouTube on permanent record as saying so. So we had from Evan, hello, Mike and Leigh. Question: is there another martial arts or fitness you've never tried but I was curious to try and learn more about? I love that because Mike, when you finally opened your heart to jujitsu, it just became a new love for you. Is there anything else that's kind of, if you had the time, that kind of calls to you?
Yes, there's one style that I've always wanted to learn ever since I was in college. The Korean name for it is Gukjin Karate, which is Kyokushin Karate, which is like, it's a very hardened form of karate. Like they don't use pads when they spar most of the time. They can't punch to the face, but you kick to the legs and the body, and you punch really hard to the body. And there's a lot of knockouts in it because it's a full contact karate. It's not point karate at all. So it's one that I've always wanted to do. It's very tough looking. Like when they hit each other, they go like those, like this. I smack my mic like that. It's very like stereotypically karate. I was like, oh, that looks so cool.
Okay, so it's a particular division of karate, and it's a lot more attack or a lot more contact based.
Yeah, and what's really cool about it is that they don't believe in backing up. So yeah, so literally it's that type of. It's probably one of the toughest styles where you only walk forward. You never walk backwards most of the time.
I think I would enjoy something like that. I've never tried martial arts, but I very much, I played softball competitively for 10 years as a child. I did tournaments every weekend. So I'd be like a 10-year-old kid and playing 5-6 games a day. You're awake for 24 hours. And so I like the competitive atmosphere. I would love to try jujitsu, actually.
You should.
I should. And hook me up, Mike. I got to film more content for YouTube. I've been wanting to try more sports, film it, put it on the channel. Get me connected with somebody who can teach me some jujitsu.
I got you.
Okay, that's a private question there. Oh, we definitely got a lot of teasing in there. Do you remember how you met each other for the first time? This is it, Layla.
This is actually it.
This is actually it.
Yeah. Yes, I remember.
I remember. It's such an interesting age we live in, Mike, that you can meet someone for the first time on like live internet television. Like it's this where. So Layla, I remember the first time I became aware of Mike, because as you know, Robin is my good friend and mentor. And is because Mike knows Robin, and we all know the same people. And I just heard Mike spoken of in such glowing terms. And then I would watch him on this channel and on that channel. I thought, he's such a precious human being. I like this person. So I always had a good opinion of Mike from first mention. And I was really excited that he agreed to be interviewed today. No, you are the best. You are the best. So so a question from Kavino, one of our dear friends, is do you like karate? Do you enjoy it?
I do like karate. Of course, Taekwondo is my main style, which is similar to karate. I really love the show Cobra Kai. And so that's my, when I look at Cobra Kai, that reminds me of me going to martial arts and as a teenager. And then also it reminds me when I taught martial arts, because I had a lot of teenagers. And because I was young in teaching them, then we were kind of closer in age. Like I was like 25, 26, and a lot of them were like in like late middle school, high school. So it was kind of like, it's like I had that competitive little group of people, and we would want to go to tournaments, and then we remember people's names and schools' names and want to fight them again. Loved it.
So Cobra Kai is, I believe it's a YouTube series about a karate school, and it's connected to the Karate Kid franchise, which were some famous films from the 80s and 90s,
Yeah,
70s and
actually, yeah,
80s.
80s and 90s. Yeah,
It's a
technically.
nice,
80s.
and so I have a lot of good memories from childhood of watching this film franchise. So I was so excited when they came out with a new TV series.
Yeah.
And as Mike says, anyone that's like in the karate and in the martial arts world, teachers and students who are are getting better and going to go off and fight these in these different competitions, I think it just strikes a chord with so many people.
It
So you're
does.
making me
It
making me want to
does.
watch that one again.
It
Oh,
does.
we had a question here. How often do you eat sweet stuff like
Ooh,
ice cream, chocolate, and other
good
desserts?
question.
Even though right now I'm cutting, um, which means like dropping weight or dropping fat. There's like bulking cutting. Even though I'm cutting right now a little bit every day, but low calorie, because for me
Mm,
it's overall calories is the important thing. Because you got to. I like sweet things. It is important. Oh, this one, Mike. Tell me, can you feel this one? Well, who is your celebrity crush? I believe you are a taken person. You are off the market, but are you allowed to talk about like favorite actresses or stuff?
oh yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Do you have a favorite actress or singer from the celebrity crush world?
uh, I'll tell you my.
Or
So it's,
you could do a childhood one.
I have two. I have two. I have
Okay.
two. Right. One is Ryan Reynolds. I know it's a man crush. It's a man crush. I love Ryan Reynolds. He is just
Who
hilarious.
doesn't? Who doesn't?
All right.
I
He
was
is
so excited when
fantastic.
they announced Deadpool 3. I love that man.
I know. Same here, right? That's my man crush. So,
Possibly the best thing Canada has ever produced besides maple syrup.
yeah. And
It's
number three
really
will be Robin.
Robin, you have now been compared with the glorious syrup of the maple tree and with Ryan
And
Reynolds
Ryan
himself.
Reynolds.
You have nothing else. You have nothing else to accomplish in your life.
Right. He's set.
Okay. So Ryan Reynolds and
And
Ariel from
Salma
The Little
Hayek.
Mermaid.
Salma
Right?
Hayek.
Okay, Salma Hayek.
Salma Hayek.
Is there one movie of hers that you like more than the others?
You all, when I was younger, I saw From Dusk Till Dawn. So this movie came out in
Oh,
1994, right?
right. And
And she was
she's
in it.
uh.
She was on stage dancing
Yeah.
as something. And
Yeah. It's like
I
a vampire movie, and then they suddenly have this. Yeah, it's weird.
yeah, it was really weird. I saw that and I saw her in Dogma, which I don't know if you remember that movie. It had like Matt Damon
Yeah.
and
You
so
watch
it's a
some
hilarious
interesting
movie.
movies.
It's a dumb movie. But I saw her in that and I was just like I was a teenager and it was just like, oh, I just drooling.
She
So
like even as a girl, like when I was younger, Salma Hayek just blew my mind. So there we go. For Mike, it's Ryan Reynolds and Salma Hayek, and for me, okay, the celebrity crushes for me are usually Korean. So
mm,
Gong Yoo, the Gong Yoo is a famous Korean actor, and he's just the most charming in the world. And who else? Who else do I really? Probably Ryan Reynolds. Now that he's been mentioned, it's important.
he's amazing.
So let me go down and get another question for you. What's your favorite exercise right now?
If I let's say if I go for weights, because weights are just on the top of my head.
Mhm.
I really love. No, I'm kind of hating back squatting these days. Like I love back squatting, but because I feel like I'm out of shape. Um,
Uh-uh.
I'm kind of like you kind of hate it at first until you really get going with it. But I still love it. I really like doing cleans.
Mm-mm.
I really like cleans. And just kind of just bringing the bar up, but my wrist is sore, so that's why it's sore from falling off a bike. Long story.
Just
Um,
I feel like everything with you is a long story. It's like there's this backstory to that.
there's always
The,
backstory.
and the Olympic lifts, they're also so dynamic. I feel like if you ever get an injury, they become increasingly difficult.
Yes.
So Robin says Canada, eh?
Hey,
And Kavina says, I play sports one time a day, an hour or 30 minutes. Oh,
nice,
that's good. Like, you do a good job there.
nice.
Let's see. And let's see, I feel like I'm getting a bit of an echo. Do you hear that, Mike? Okay, I think that might be me.
No, it's not you. It is me.
Okay. So Evan says, Mike, how do you keep your motivation going for your passion and training for jiu-jitsu? Any tips when people start losing motivation, when their fitness routines get disrupted from a busy life? Oh,
Yeah,
excellent question. I like
I do. I would say one of the I'm always feeling like I don't want to do jujitsu, and I think that's from the job, right? I'm just being honest, just as a human, like you kind of get really tired all the time, and you just don't want to do it. You come home from a long day of work. And I think sometimes on those days, it's okay to I would say you always want to push yourself, yes. But
that.
if you keep pushing yourself when you just don't have anything left, sometimes you break and then you have to recover from being broken. Before you get to that, I think you have to kind of stop, reassess, or think about, why you do it, why you enjoy it, and then when you're ready, keep going back in it and go back in it hard. And I think when it comes to things like losing weight, when you have a weight loss goal, I think then you have to kind of push through because you already set the goal, but when you start to get kind of like sometimes I even wonder, do I want to keep doing jujitsu? Am I really getting better? For me, my decision was to just keep going. I assess whether I like it or not, and I said I do. I think I'm just feeling discouraged that I don't think I'm progressing. And I think that's when it's good to kind of and it's also good to talk to people, don't kind of keep it to yourself. Talk to your coach or talk to a friend who, will make you lift you up and say hey, you can do it, don't give up, or don't talk to somebody who would just be like, yeah, I know how you feel. And then they always sit on the couch and just eat food, or they don't ever do anything.
Well, you want to choose people in your life. Oh! we got a camera
That's
issue,
different.
Mike.
That's different. I just put in a
Okay.
new battery.
Okay. Well, if you can fix it, we will fix it. But let me take a few more questions as we wait. Okay. So everyone, we still have. Hold on. Let me take Mike off the stream just for a moment as he's trying to change out his battery pack, but he's still with us. So we got a good morning from Vancouver, Canada, and let's see. So I liked an earlier comment from Layla. It's interesting that you made each other officially. I think that's precious that we are in the same place. So we had some discussions. Okay, Mike, I think I can see you again. I think we're back.
My blurry?
Nice.
Can you see me? Okay.
Yes, nice quick thinking there, Mike. So we had a few people were asking if Robin was still there, the most popular man on the internet. And of course he's here. This is the biggest YouTube event of 22. That's right. Do you know, Mike? I once suggested that you and I do an English video together. And then Robin said that our energies were too similar, and therefore we would add nothing to the video overall. just cutthroat, he's so precise.
Thanks, Robin. I have a question for you then. What is and I feel like I've lived in Korea too long, so I'm asking this question. What is your MBTI?
Oh, okay. So that's an interesting one. MBTI. So everyone, many of you might be familiar with that. It's a personality test. So the first letter is E or I. E is for extrovert and I is for introvert. So mine
That
is
part's
E.
obvious.
Yeah,
that part's obvious.
The rest of it gets hard. It gets messy. So there's 16 different personality types, 4-letter combinations, and I'm an ENFP. And yourself? Are you an ENFP?
I am.
Out of 16 possible personality combinations. That's uncommon, guys.
I could tell. I was like, she's an ENFP. I could feel it. I could feel it. Nothing wrong
So,
with that.
and from the South, this is why just we have we're essentially the same person, Mike. Did you know that?
That's what it is. We're literally the same human.
Oh
You're just a
my.
female version of me.
That's right. That's right. This is my brother, ladies and gentlemen. So Mike's Insta, for those of you who are looking, and Mike's English Lab is his amazing, amazing YouTube. And so we went over a little bit of favorite exercises. And I was wondering, do you have a fitness role model or a body goals person? Because some of us are trying to perform, or we would love to perform like a certain athlete. Others of us would
Yeah.
like to look like a certain person. Is there anybody like that for
Mhm.
you?
At the moment, no, but I did have a favorite time of in my life where I actually had like a decent body. And I remember that it was 2018 because I was going to CrossFit. I was doing CrossFit maybe
Oh,
like
oh,
three times a week. And
okay.
and I was like from doing all the Tabatas and everything, like I really like my chest started to fill out and then like my legs were getting bigger and everything. And I'm a very slim guy. So it's
Mhm.
kind of like it was for me, it felt like it was filling out in the right ways. And
It
so
must have
I
been
was kind of
so
like, oh
gratifying.
yeah, I was like, oh, this is really nice. And then I stopped. But I think one of the reasons why I stopped, when I was telling a friend, is around that time is when I decided to switch to jujitsu again,
Oh,
because
okay.
I felt like, with CrossFit, yeah, I was getting in shape, but I was learning how to exercise versus like with jujitsu, I learned I'm exercising, but I'm learning how to fight. So
Mm-mm.
I was like, okay, that's one of the main reasons why I
That's
switched.
right.
And
Because
so
because CrossFit is interesting, but it is exercising. It is a workout to change like your mobility and your abilities. Whereas
right.
jujitsu is an art in and of itself. It's like kind of different
Right.
disciplines. And
Mhm.
and it's interesting that that was like your best physique or best look, because it's been just my experience observing. I've never done CrossFit, but usually the men that are dedicated to CrossFit look pretty nice. the
Yeah.
the, the girls tend to get a thicker aesthetic than I'm personally going for, like
Yeah.
in the arm. It's
Yeah.
just not what I'm going for.
No, I get you. I get you. It's kind of yeah, like the guys, depending on a lot of times they get like, pretty built, and the women, yeah, they get like the thicker legs and like the thicker arms, but the thicker neck as well, and they
You're
get
right.
the traps. As because I was looking at a CrossFit Games earlier, and I was like, ooh, those girls,
And
those ladies
so
are
like
strong.
So like the traps guys are like kind of like these muscles between the neck and shoulders, and like if I flex, you can kind of see mine a little, but not a
Mm.
lot. And if the ladies that do CrossFit a lot, they get very
Yeah, theirs come
yeah.
like a rainbow. It's like a rainbow. So.
And so we had a question, Mike. How long have you been in Korea?
Ooh, 8 and almost 8.5 years.
Okay, so I got here a little bit before you. Then it's 9 for me.
Really?
Yeah, I've been here
Oh,
forever. Yeah.
I didn't know you've been here that long. Wow.
No, it's my calling. I'm supposed to be here. It's my purpose in life. It is.
Hey.
And let's see. We had a note here. I'd like to see Teacher Robin with these fitness questions. Do you know
Hmm.
he has offered to be on the show? So
Hmm.
because for those of you who don't know, Teacher Robin is famous for walking 30,000 steps, aka 6 hours a day, is not uncommon for Teacher Robin. So
Oh,
I know it's crazy. So
I want
my
to see him
question,
lift. I want to see him do some lifts. So lift.
he did some lifting back in the day. It wasn't his game. So this is a question for you. It can be about anything that you like,
Hmm.
Mike. What's the best advice you've ever gotten? Just something, just
Hmm.
best anything you've ever heard. Doesn't have to be
Uh,
related to fitness.
I think the best advice I've ever gotten. It was definitely related. Oh, Oh man, there's so many things.
It's hard, isn't it?
It's really hard, yeah, because I think about things my dad told me before,
Mm-mm.
where it's like I've gone to a tournament and I lost, and he's like, "Whoa, whoa, bud, did you have the eye of the tiger, or did you lose it?" And like, and my dad, and I was like, "Oh no, I didn't try as hard as I think I did. I should have." He's like, "Well, that's why you lost," you know. And it's like, he's like, "You gotta have the eye of the tiger, bud." So I was like, so that's what my dad used to tell me. Sorry for those who are trying to understand what I just said.
No, no,
I'm
no.
trying to
My
quote my dad.
I had a sports dad too. He'd always say stuff like, he'd say, like, you can't make chicken salad without chicken. And chicken was like the effort. Like you can't win without it. They're so
You're like,
sports dads, they give so much
yeah.
advice.
Yeah, I think one of the best advice that I got recently was from me teaching. It was from a colleague who was at a higher position in teaching, and
Mm.
sometimes I would focus too much on like what someone else's classroom looks like or what they're doing in their class and everything. And she said to me, "Don't worry so much about what other people are doing or how they're doing. Trust in your own abilities."
Mm.
And you'd be very surprised as to the effect that you're doing. But then at the same
Oh,
time, she also say you also don't understand what they're struggling with too. You know, because sometimes you only see the highlights, you only see what they do really well, but you don't actually see the things that they don't do well. So she's like, just trust in yourself.
oh, lovely. Moving away from envy and moving into
Yeah,
just giving your all. And comparison is the thief of joy. And
that's
and
right.
just not comparing. Oh, that's a good one. And I like that you went with something recent because
Hmm.
it's nice to think of old advice like from childhood or high school,
Yeah,
but it's also nice to, we hear stuff freshly all the time that we need to kind of incorporate into our lives.
that's
What
right.
advice should people ignore? What is something you've heard a lot that's like, no, that's not, don't even listen to that.
I would
This is
say, I would say, you really need to ignore. I'm looking at Robin's. How do you like your grits? And I'm like, that's what you need to ignore. You you really have to ignore. I don't know. I guess what is the word I'm looking for? I think comparison is one thing. I think people a lot of times will tell you also what you should do, how you should do things. A lot
mm,
of people will speak into your life. They'll tell you how to live your life, and you have to really understand that you have to walk your own path. I've had a
oh,
lot of friends who've, they feel like they had to satisfy their parents, they had to satisfy this or that because that's what they were supposed to do. But when you do that, then you end up giving up a lot of that freedom that you have. You end up not writing your own story
mm,
anymore.
mm.
And I think that's very important. You need to write your own story. Someone else should not be the author of your life.
Oh, that is brilliant. I think that's so useful in so many ways.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
let's see. Goodbye, Cavino. Goodbye, our sweet boy. We will miss you.
Like a
And
bit.
how do you like your grits? So everyone,
Um,
grits are a food. I don't know
mhm.
how popular they are in the world, but in the American South, it's a pretty common breakfast food. And
Yes, yes.
mine, I liked. My family did butter grits or cheese grits. It's
Mm,
so it's kind of like a corn-based hot white
yeah,
soupy thing, and we would
yeah.
put cheese and salt. Cheese and salt was how we did it.
Oh, man, butter grits. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna say I like my grits when I what's the word? I don't like it too dry or too lumpy.
Mm.
They're kind of like a little more runny. Especially how you'll go to a diner and then
Oh,
they kind of make it a little bit more runny and everything with the butter sitting on top. It's just like that's
the
how I want my grits.
so being able to talk about the consistency of grits, there's so few people I feel like that would even understand that. The
I have to ask this question. So,
yes,
do you mix your grits with your eggs and your bacon, or with your eggs?
if I'm with my mom, I do. I'm the kind of person that eats the food separately, but my
Yeah,
mom mixes everything
mix
together.
it all.
So again in the South, guys, bacon and eggs huge for breakfast, and grits also. And then there's the possibility to mix it all together in this glorious
Oh yeah, hodgepodge.
calorie laden soup. Why are you making me hungry at night,
Sorry, I'm
Mike?
sorry. It's
Hungry for
Chris.
food that is not
Blame Robin.
accessible.
Blame Robin. I mean,
It's your
look at
fault.
the screen. Look
I
at the
know, I know.
screen.
We've got everyone. Chick-fil-A is also a mostly in the American South franchise of chicken food, and it is the food of the gods. It is the
Yes,
best.
yes,
Um,
yes. Oh, the waffle fries.
oh, we got grits with butter and sugar at Waffle House. I'm not 7 years old. Okay, sugar. Like my bestie Amanda, she's from Ohio, so we will allow her her sugar. You may have that.
Mm, Waffle House. Mhm.
Oh, I love the Waffle House because it's just always like sticky and
Yeah,
full of people that
spice.
are yeah, I just there's everything that is wrong with the world is in Waffle House and
Waffle
I
House.
love it.
Yes.
At 2 a.m. at night. And so we had a question here. Is there a fitness or health myth you used to believe that you wish you could have told your younger self to avoid? Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah. I think you can't always be in tip top shape. And
Mm,
what I mean by that is like, you know, you look at especially this is really big now, like a lot of superhero movies, right? And like you
mm,
look at a lot of them and like, you know, like you look at Chris Evans when he was doing Captain America, or like Chris Hemsworth, like he's always kind of like that because he
mm,
just
mm,
works
mm.
out normally. But you look at them and you're like,
And
the other Chris?
well, no, I mean,
Oh, The
some
Rock?
of some of these gentlemen, you said they're just like that naturally, and I'm like, naturally, So
Well,
can
well,
continue.
Chris Hemsworth works out normally.
Okay.
Chris Evans. I really like Chris Evans.
Mm-mm,
Chris Evans, he does. I mean, I think he exercises, but he's not like always big like he was
mm-mm.
in Captain America. But normally these actors they have to like keep up that life for a certain role, and so it's really hard to like thinking of like, do you know Dave Bautista?
Oh yeah, yeah. The
Yeah.
right, because he wasn't he in mixed. Well, he was in martial arts, right? Before.
He was in pro wrestling,
eh,
and then yeah, he did some
Okay,
MMA too.
and then Guardians of the Galaxy,
Yeah.
and like because
So
and he's this character that's always shirtless, so he's
right,
gotta.
right. And so he's always has to live, but now he's like in his mid to late 40s, and he's like, it's really hard for me to keep this body
So
because I
your
have to
advice to your younger self would be you can't always be, especially aesthetically, especially in looks,
aesthetically.
right?
Yeah. It has nothing not you can always be in shape. I mean, it's just, you
Mm,
know, having consistent exercise, yes, but you can't always be like Adonis. Like you can't always be like this beautiful sculpted thing just because you know sometimes life gets away, there's ups and downs, things happen in life, and you just accept that life happens, but you should always try to stay healthy.
that's right. I think, Evan, that's a great question. I think I would completely agree with Mike on this one. For
Mm,
me too, I mean, so much of my Instagram, this is Fiddly. Hold on, let me float that banner up there. So much of my Instagram is modeling pictures or like bikini pictures and stuff. But I don't look like that every day. I stay healthy and then I change myself with a certain diet and exercise routine for the photos. And
me too.
that's not where I live. That's not where anybody lives usually.
Yeah, I don't
Even
look like that either.
so don't expect that of yourself. Nobody.
Mm.
Oh, this was a comment on Waffle House sticky fruit and sticky people.
Sticky food,
So we had a
sticky food.
question. Are you surprised when you go back to the US and see the size of people? Oh, that's a good question.
It's
Because
a reminder. It's definitely a
mhm,
strong reminder. It's like wow.
it is
It's
we're American expats living in South Korea, and I would say the level of obesity in South Korea is quite low.
mm,
And even when someone is overweight or obese, it's to a lesser degree than is often common in America.
hmm,
So that it's more of an issue in America that people are kind of working with.
yeah.
And oh, we had a question. That's a nice one. Do you have the intention to go back to the USA in the future?
That's a really good question. And I would say I don't have any intention at the moment. And I think one of the reasons is, yes, I do miss family. But I'm also a very purpose-driven person. I'm a
Mm,
very goal-oriented person, and
yes.
I come from a family that's also very goal-oriented. And so, like, my mom's getting older, and so like this thought is floating around in my head. But at the same time, I feel that I am making progress in my life living in South Korea, and I feel if I go back to the US, there's a good chance I would undo all of that, or I would take like steps backwards.
Mm.
And not to mention, like, it's kind of expensive in the US, kind of dangerous. It's like, do I have to go back?
And I think for a lot of us in life, it's so important to move ahead, not
Mm,
to abandon family or abandon responsibility, but
right.
you stagnate if you stay
Mhm,
in a comfortable place. And I know
mhm.
for me, America is actually comfortable. The
Yeah.
language, the culture, everything, I'm used to it. It's Leigh Holland does not have to grow or change at all when she's in
Mhm,
America. She does
mhm.
have to grow and change here, and that's where I
Yeah.
want to stay. I want to stay uncomfortable so that I become
Mhm.
a better person. So,
Amen.
amen, brother. So,
Hey.
Mike too, same thing.
Uh-huh.
So, there we go, same. So, this was one I really did want to ask you. How has a failure or an apparent failure set you up for a
Mhm.
later success? A
Ah,
bad thing that became a good thing.
I will say two very quickly. One, I mean, I guess it isn't a failure, but the fact that, like, I quit my job teaching at, in an international school, and the international school is a pretty solid international school, and I made
Mm,
good money and everything. But I wanted to try out a new life. I wanted to try out these different things, and part of it did feel like failure because I went from making a strong, steady income to just like having to work hard just to make a fraction, like a small piece of that.
mm,
But I love it, and I think it's making me understand the value of hard work in a different way, of self like being an entrepreneur, but then also building myself up, building my life up from the ground. And then also really quickly, I lost in the tournament, which was sad, but also in a way it kind of showed me that, yeah, you're still growing, you're still learning. It's okay to lose. A lot of people lose. I was today though with a 6-time world champion in jiu-jitsu, and after I get off the stream I'm gonna go and meet him, and he's that good, and I'm gonna go hang out with him. And it's like I see how good he is. I sparred with him tonight, and as soon as I touched him, he was doing moves to me, and then I got within 6 minutes, I tapped out maybe like 27 times, 28 times. He's just that good. And it's just like, wow, I just see the level. I lost in a tournament, and then and I'm with someone who's a world champion. And it's just like, wow, that's such a huge gap. But it's a journey. It's a
mm.
journey. So do you know anybody who does jujitsu, like any really good jujitsu people?
No, I don't. I don't know. Again, I'm genuine in my desire to see some matches, to learn some stuff. Please
Mm-mm.
hook me up, Mike. This
Yeah,
is too
yeah.
interesting to pass up.
Yeah. His name is Mikey Musamechi, and he's
Okay.
like, do you know One FC? You ever heard of One?
I have.
It's out of Singapore. He just won they've never had so now they actually have like a jujitsu division. So, most
Okay.
mixed martial arts is just mixed martial arts, right?
Everything.
That's it. It's just mixed martial arts. But now they have mixed martial arts, but they have jujitsu as well. So you can compete in jujitsu in a ring, and
Okay.
he's the first champion with a belt, and so he's legit. He's good. He's good.
Oh, okay. So I liked that Mike's comment on related to sometimes a failure is just you encountering an ideal and you realizing how far you are from the ideal and far from being discouraging. That's amazing. It's great that there are people that are so much better than us at whatever, because it means that we have room to grow and we can move toward what they're doing. Okay. Final question, and everyone, you can type in last two questions. We're wrapping up the last 2-3 minutes here.
Yeah.
For me, fitness means, what does fitness mean to you, Mike?
Fitness means, I guess fitness means me. I don't know if that makes sense at all. That's more like fitness is me, but like, you know what I mean? I guess it's all like fitness is like a long life.
That really sounds like a Nike ad. Fitness is me.
Me. Nike. Just do it.
Okay,
like I feel like it's like okay, Robin might have a point. He's like, you guys are the same person. So I think it's just fitness. It means a long life. It means health. It means a lot of my beliefs.
Okay.
Are in fitness. Fitness also means dedication. It means sometimes purpose. And I think it means discipline.
Okay.
Yeah. So
just a lot of truly deep and important things. It's living a healthy life, but it's also, it represents everything that we work and strive for. It represents effort and growth. I like that.
That's right.
That. So we had a couple last ones, mostly from Robin. And it was, how do you feel about the term Yankee? In America, in the South, it's a word that Southern people use to describe people in the North. And I always thought of it as like a cute derogatory term. We're talking about them badly, but in a friendly way. It's like, oh yeah, Yankees.
Right. When I think of Yankee, I think that's not me. Like I'm not from the North. You know, it's really funny. They call Americans Yankee, and I'm like, I'm not from the North.
I know, like this is people from England call Americans Yankees, but Americans in the South call Americans in the North Yankees, and we do not consider. Okay, so quick one, Mike, describe Leigh in one word.
A vibe.
A vibe. I like that.
She's a vibe.
She's a whole vibe. And describe Mike in one word. Sweet. I'm sorry. You're just sweet. You're sweet. Okay. Let's see.
Did you hear what I said? Did you hear what I said?
Teeth?
Yeah.
Okay. So Robin, one word is hard. Are you guys familiar with the word curmudgeon?
Awkward. Oh yeah. I know curmudgeon.
So that's the one I would pick. Teeth. All right. So everyone, this has been the most beautiful live stream ever with my dear friend Mike, who knows Jiu-Jitsu. Check out his channel, Mike's English Lab. Check out his Insta. He is the best and the greatest, and you will see us in the future working separately and together and doing stuff with Robin. So thank you for visiting, everybody.
Yeah.
And good night.
Thank you.
We'll be ending now.
Bye, everyone.